A bombshell-leaked video just hit the internet, and Stephanie White did not see this coming. The footage doesn't lie. The body language, the words she chose, the moments she stayed silent when Caitlin Clark's name came up, all of it is sitting right there on camera for the world to judge. Caitlin Clark has been carrying this franchise on her back, breaking records. She broke the NCAA women's all-time scoring record, selling out arenas and dragging this team into the national spotlight. And the one person holding the clipboard on the sideline, she's been telling a completely different story behind closed doors. The Indiana Fever's future is hanging in the balance right now, and the receipts are in. Stay locked in, because what we're about to reveal will change everything you thought you knew. The night that started everything. May 15th, 2026, Indiana Fever versus Washington Mystics, Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Caitlin Clark walked into that game carrying the full weight of a struggling season start. The Fever had already dropped their 2026 opener to Dallas Wings 6 days earlier, 107-104, a game where Clark was on the floor, but Indiana could not close it out. 2 games in. 1 win, 1 loss. Not a disaster, but the pressure was already building. The expectations surrounding this franchise had not shrunk over the offseason. If anything, they had grown. Every game in 2026 felt like it carried the weight of a proof. Proof that last year wasn't a fluke. Proof that this team was built for something real. Proof that Caitlin Clark was exactly what everyone said she was, Agent Washington for 3 quarters. None of that proof was showing up on the scoreboard. 2 of 15 from the field, 2 points, the most commercially valuable athlete women's basketball has produced in a generation, the player who sold out arenas across the country. A sold-out crowd in Evanston tonight for the Northwestern women's basketball game against the Iowa Hawkeyes. All the buzz surrounding a player on that visiting team and pulled television ratings that most men's sports franchises would envy. She was invisible on the scoreboard, missing shots she normally makes, struggling to find rhythm. Washington, meanwhile, was playing some of the most efficient basketball of their young season. Sonia Citron was locked in, finishing with 30 points on shot selection that looked almost surgical. Kiki Ariafan added 25. The Mystics were not playing scared of the building they were in or the name on the back of Indiana's jersey. Going into the fourth quarter, Indiana was down 9. The crowd inside Gainbridge had gone the way crowds go when a game is slipping. Not hostile, just quiet. The kind of quiet that feels heavier than noise. Then everything shifted. Clark hit 1-3. Clark. It's the 3. Too much space. The building came back to life. Then another, then another. She wasn't hunting for easy shots anymore. She was hunting for daggers, pulling up from distances that would have been reckless for almost any other player in this league, and converting them with a cold consistency that had been absent for the first 30 minutes of the game. 5 3-pointers in the fourth quarter alone, 17 points in that single period. She refused entirely invisibly to let the game go, with 1.7 seconds left on the clock. Indiana showing by 3. Clark received the inbound at the top of the arc. Caitlin Clark, an elite passer. Caitlin Clark leads the nation in assists, just looking one way. There was no time to drive, no time to draw a foul, no time for anything except the decision that separates players who are good from players who are different. She caught, turned, and launched from 25 feet. It went in. The building did not go quiet. The building erupted in the kind of noise that lingers in the ears on the drive home. The shot tied the game at 102 and sent Gainbridge into overtime. In that moment, after 3 quarters of near invisibility, Clark had authored one of the more dramatic individual fourth quarters in Fever history, the kind of performance that gets replayed on highlight reels for years. When the final numbers were totaled, Clark had 32 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block. She shot 7 of 17 from 3-point range. Against a Washington defense that had been smothering her all night, she had found something in the fourth quarter that looked almost unstoppable. Indiana still lost overtime 104-102. The Fever fell to 1-2 after the game. A reporter at the podium asked Stephanie White directly about Clark's fourth quarter, specifically about the individual performance, the comeback, the buzzer beater. White's response worked its way around Clark's name like water around a stone. how to use her body to put herself in position to get those rebounds, and she's got a toughness about her. The whole group showed resilience. The team made tough shots, good execution moments offensively. And defensively, just needed more of it consistently. Clark's 25-foot game tying shot with 1.7 seconds remaining was absorbed into collective credit before the sentence was finished. The clip spread within minutes. Social media did what social media does. It picked the response apart, word by word, pause by pause. Fans wrote that White could never simply give Clark direct praise. That we want her to understand is just that it is going to take some time. You know, she worked incredibly hard in the off-season. Others questioned whether the coaching relationship was fundamentally misaligned. Comparisons to NBA coaches began circulating immediately, most of them not flattering. BY Saturday morning, the press conference clip had been viewed millions of times, and people were already pulling up old footage to place directly beside it. The Kelsey comparison that changed everything. The press conference clip alone would have generated controversy and then faded in a few days. What turned this into a full-scale crisis was what fans found when they started going back through Stephanie White's old statements systematically, deliberately, with timestamps and direct quotes. Not rumors, not interpretations, that I think she really exemplifies that it's like she's a beast. On the floor, she's competitive. Actual words pulled from actual press conferences placed next to each other in sequence, specifically the ones about Kelsey Mitchell. Here is the scenario people kept referencing. During the 2025 season, Kelsey Mitchell went 0 for 7 from the field in the first half of a game, 0.4 points, ice cold. The kind of first half that in any other context would generate questions about rhythm, confidence, shot selection. And then Mitchell turned it around in the second half, made some big shots, helped Indiana close it out. And the fever one, after that game, Stephanie White walked to the podium, and her language was immediate, specific, and unambiguous. She said she was speechless. She said Mitchell put the team on her back. She used the words incredible. Big shot after big shot. Stayed aggressive. She willed us. These weren't phrases buried in a longer answer about team effort and collective execution. They were the answer. Direct, personal, named, and emphatic. That clip was placed